Guys, hi. I've tried to start this vlog like literally 17 times and I'm not doing anything fun, so I don't end up showing anything in my day. But today is Saturday. Gabs is taking me out on the town. We're gonna have a little brunch sister date, which I'm very excited about because I feel very lightheaded. I haven't had breakfast. I made matcha and I ate a kiwi, but it was clearly not enough, so I am starving. We're trying this new place, or like a place I haven't been to before, called Strada Cafe. Look at these cute little Christmas decorations they put up. Anyways, it's December. How have you guys been? So good. We discovered a new little hidden gem in Paris. Also, this is like really not that far from our house, so it's like perfect. And it was just like simple breakfast meals, but so well executed, and the cookie was insane. So if you guys are on the lookout for a good brunch place in Paris, I would highly recommend. Now we're gonna go on a little exploring walk. Gabes has a little bit of errands to run, so I'm just gonna follow her around. Yeah. And it's so pretty today. Oh my god. Hi guys, it's Sunday now. Gabes and I are hosting today. We have a family friend coming over for lunch. It's like the gloomiest, coziest day ever, so I'm happy to be at home today. Gabes has spent the weekend making a very warm, hearty winter meal, which I'm so excited to try. And I'm in charge of dessert, which usually never happens. Usually it's the other way around. I am making, if you can guess, tiramisu, but I'm making matcha tiramisu. I think I've made tiramisu before with my mom for sure, but like this recipe was like a little bit different, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't even know if I'm gonna love matcha in tiramisu, but I've had it in panna cotta and ice cream and I love it. And like I love the taste of matcha. I love having matcha. So I feel like there shouldn't be any issue, but I'm just hoping to like turn this out. I have the mascarpone mixture here, and I just made the biggest bowl of matcha. So I'm just gonna dip these Italian, what are these called? Biscuits in the matcha and then add the cream. Like it literally is like a normal tiramisu, but just matcha instead of coffee. I actually wanted to make this because my mom gave me this baking grade matcha from Tsuzuri, and I thought I would try it out. This seemed like a perfect, easy, fun recipe to make. So I'll call my sister to help me assemble this, and then I'll show you guys the finished result.
I'm hitting your back at home. Never leave my side, you're in my photos. If 100 miles doesn't seem so bad now, I'm just waiting and waiting for you to wake up now. Wake up, for you to stay up until my morning comes. I'm on the phone with you, so wake up or else I'll stay up and fake that I had jet lag just to be with you.
I just got home. It's 4:30 and it literally already looks like it's 6 p.m. Well, actually, no. I wanted to show you guys my outfit really badly. Oh my god. Also, my phone updated in the middle of the night to this like new update that I hate. I don't know, I feel like it looks so, it's like trying to be really futuristic and innovative, but in like a horribly tacky way. Like I just don't enjoy the look of it at all. I feel like no one really likes it. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to show you my outfit because I got a new bomber for Black Friday. This specific bomber has been on my birthday wish list for the past 2 years. So I have been wanting this really bad. And I didn't pull the plug before because it's from an Australian brand, so the shipping was really crazy and there was going to be like taxes on it and everything. Like it was just extremely overpriced. So I waited and I was patient and God treated me for it because this year they got a new like shipping carrier. I didn't pay anything for shipping. I'm not paying any taxes for it. Shit. And I got it on sale almost like 40% off or something. So happy. And I was so excited to get it, but I was kind of sad because I was like, I'm literally not going to be able to wear it until the summer. But actually today it was pretty warm in Paris, like 15 degrees. So I decided to wear it, and this is actually like really warm. So I actually don't think this is a summer jacket. I actually think this is more like fall and spring or like early spring. But it's so cute. I love it. I also really love that the inside is like this bright peach color. I feel like that's so fun. I debated between getting this color and then there was like a blue one, like kind of like a denim blue color. Okay, this is like the worst lighting. It was better over there, but I have to take this off because I'm actually overheating now. Today was such a fun school day. I've kind of been like shitting on school a little bit. Like I really didn't want to go back this week, but actually I had a really good day, so I need to shut up on complaining. Like every time I complain I get humbled and I just get showed that I am complaining for no reason. But let me like properly show you this jacket first and then I can start my little spiel. This is what it looks like. I was debating between this and they have another bigger size, but I feel like I'm actually over things that are like extremely baggy. Honestly, it depends like the cuts of things, but a lot of the times with baggy stuff, like you have to wear it a specific way so that it doesn't just make you look bigger than you are. So I really didn't want to feel like that in this. So I got the SM size and it's literally the perfect amount of puffy, but like also super form-fitting. Like obviously this is like cinching on my waist. I feel like this would look better maybe with like higher waist jeans, but I only have low waist jeans now. So yeah, I don't know. And I actually love the look of it. It's fully zipped up, but also just like open like this. I don't know, I'm like so excited to wear this. This is one of like the pieces that I was the most excited to get this year during Black Friday. Actually, I'm excited for all of my orders. I still have a dress and a trench from Realization Par that I haven't gone because my friend bought it for me in London, so I'm waiting to see her when she comes to Paris. And then I ordered a beautiful St. Agni bag, but it's getting here on January because it was pre-order. So I am getting pretty much a big part of my Black Friday haul is going to be delayed gratification, but I actually love that because it makes me appreciate the pieces so much more. And this has probably been the longest delayed gratification because I've been wanting it for 2 years. So I know I'm gonna get a real big chunk of use out of it. It's actually great when things like that happen. Look how cute the tag is. Anyways, literally like a 10-minute spiel about how much I love this jacket, but I just thought you guys should know. Like, don't you want to know? But yeah, I'm gonna sit down. I've been walking so much today randomly. I'm like unlocking a bunch of new filming spots in my apartment right now. As I was saying, I'm back in school this week for the full week. We are going to be working on a new project that I'm actually like very excited about. We are going to be doing, actually I need to find the actual word for this. Actually like we are going to be redesigning a full magazine that actually existed a couple years ago. I think it started in 2013 and then they stopped making it in 2020. The subject of this magazine was focused on the internet, so like literally any subject relating to the internet, but it was also like very graphically experimental. Like they had a bunch of different styles of paper in it and very different layouts, and it had a lot of fun with like images and kind of like the internet core aesthetic, very old school like windows with pixelated images and unnatural colors. lurid, if you will, because I have got that word from the last book I read, if you know. So yeah, it's gonna be very experimental and a very eccentric type of design that we haven't delved in at school, or that we haven't really been allowed to explore as much in our school projects. So I think it's going to be very exciting to kind of open our mind to that type of design, because it is very different. It feels a lot more like abstract and contemporary. Like, it makes me think a lot of modern art in that way. So anyways, today we just like opened up the subject, we got into groups, and we kind of like discussed our roles in the group, because we are also basically curating the magazine. So we're going to be finding the articles that are going to be in it and all the images. So we really are making like a magazine from scratch in 2 weeks, which is insane. So I think it's going to be helpful for us to be in groups. Yeah, it's just going to be a really hefty project. We are starting this week, and then we are doing the second week of the project in January. So we're going to have a little bit of time to kind of like marinate in the idea of it, but it has to be pretty fast paced in terms of like production, at least during this week and the one in January. So to kick off the project, we actually all went, I need to stop saying actually, I sound ridiculous. To kick off the project, we went to this exhibit that was like so far away from school, and actually a little bit far away from my house too, which is usual, but it was completely in the outskirts of Paris. Maison d'Art Bernard Anthonioz, most commonly known as MEBA. So we went to this art center to go see this exhibit from this graphic designer called Christophe Godard. The exhibit is pretty small, and there's also not really any context to it. Like, you get a little tiny pamphlet in the beginning talking about the artist, and then you just go into the rooms and there's just 50 posters on the walls with numbers under it, like no description whatsoever. I feel like was what was missing from the exhibit, because a lot of the times it just felt like he was showing us like him having fun on the computer for like 15 minutes. And it's funny because a lot of people in my class actually, I literally cannot stop saying that word. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase. It was funny to me that a lot of people in my class didn't enjoy it at all. They thought the posters were very not childish, but like, for them that doesn't represent design. And I feel like they have a pretty like normal and useful definition of design, which is that it has to appeal to an audience and be able to be understood, and it's a way of using art for a purpose that is informational and like communications. And a lot of these posters, you really couldn't even read them because just the type was like neon and it was stretched out and there was so much information. Like, visually it was very unpleasant, but it is a style of art and a style of design. It's kind of like leaning into the kitsch aspect of design, and I feel like if you know the references of kind of that era of like internet core and like retro design and all that stuff, there is some value to it. I did enjoy visually some of the posters. Like, I just thought it was very fun, and I'm also just like very interested in design that kind of breaks the rules in that sense. But it is definitely a type of design that is more to be consumed like modern art rather than like actual graphic design, in the sense that you probably couldn't sell anything with this type of design. Like, it's really hard for people to access in that sense. It did make me think of this website that's been going around called Perfectly Imperfect, that is really leaning into the aesthetic of like the old internet, like kind of like MySpace vibes. You go on the website, it just feels like very old, like a very vintage website design. It's very simple because that's how we used to make websites. It's doing pretty well. Like, a lot of people are loving it, and I think people want to go back to consuming more like simple media in terms of visuals, because it's always like kind of like the pendulum swings back and forth. But I definitely feel like in this era of social media and the internet, it's just like so much consumption. It's almost like an overload of like visual information that I also kind of crave the simplicity sometimes of things, and I can appreciate a lot of the minimalistic aesthetic. And this is definitely not that. Like, this exhibit was not minimalistic at all, but it's kind of leaning into a part of history that used to be a little bit more simple when it came to the internet. I guess I feel like I understood that so I could appreciate more. But I do agree that it is kind of like visually appalling a lot of the times. Like a lot of the posters are like objectively horrific, but you have to have fun with this type of thing. Like, and in the end, like he is sitting in an art center and being part of an exhibit. So he's doing something right, I guess. All in all, I think this is like a good starting point for our project, just to kind of like open our eyes to what we can do in terms of design, and that there really are no rules in this project. I think that's what like the teachers were trying to show us, that we really can have fun with it and go a little bit crazy. I definitely want to incorporate neon in our magazine because I just feel like that's the whole essence. Like the whole thing was fully neon, and that is so fun, and that is so internet coded to me, like in a cool way. I feel like out of all of the groups, we were definitely one of the groups that was more leaning towards that kind of like crazy vibe. So I think that's fun. It's gonna be fun to see just how everyone experiments with it and how far people are willing to go. But yeah, I'm super excited for this project because it's gonna be a layout project and we haven't done that yet this year. And I love working on print media. It's also like very close to what I'm doing for work, so it checks out. I really want to experiment more with print because I think it's one of the coolest aspects of graphic design, honestly. You can really have so much fun bringing your visuals to life in that way and doing storytelling through the physical object as much as the visual. So yeah, I'm very excited. But this is the beginning of the project, so it usually is like this. I'm scared that I'm just gonna be completely disillusioned by the end of the week, but I feel good energy from today that I'm hoping is gonna last us the whole week. I'm also very excited about the group I'm in. I think we're gonna be working really well and also just like have fun in general. And I'm just excited to see. I hope that I'm gonna be able to show you guys the process of this, but obviously the end product is gonna be in January. So this is gonna be a good first big chunk of it. It's so fucking dark in here. Got ready for school. I'm a little bit early, which is nice because I was just like rushing so much yesterday. It's Wednesday now, still working on the group project. I have an exciting afternoon though, after school. Meeting up with Julie, we're gonna go to Le Devant des Eaux, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Paris. And I've been raving about it to her for about a year and she's been begging me to go. But I told her that she needed to wait for it to become actually cold weather because that's like the best time to enjoy this type of restaurant. They just have like the heartiest noodle beef broth dish. It's just perfect to warm up when it's like freezing cold. So we scheduled it for today, but actually this week is like the warmest it's been in a while. We're at like 15 degrees, so probably not the best weather for this type of dish. It's still a little bit chilly, but like whatever, I'm not gonna hold it out on her any longer. I feel so bad. So I'm so excited for her to try it tonight. But anyways, this is my outfit. I think I wore this outfit on the outfits video, so last video. Anyways, little update on the group project. It's been going well. We actually were super productive yesterday. I just had like a really shitty day. Besides that, it was just like I was not in the best mood, but we did make some strides in the project, which is great. Today I feel like I'm gonna be a lot more energized and like into it, which is good. We are probably gonna finalize logo, cover art, and a couple pages today, which is good. It's honestly great. Like we are moving a lot faster than I thought we would be, especially because we're 5 and we like all have to agree in order to move forward. So it's actually going pretty well. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, that's the update. So I'll see you guys tonight.
Kanske var det meningen att jag skulle fastna här ikväll. Måste ut, måste bort, ta mig härifrån. När du såg mig under ljusen du startade en eld i mig och visade en väg ut. Lämnar över all kontroll, jag gillar hur du drar mig nu. Flyter vi något som jag drömde om och sagt förut. Vill inte höra maybe, baby, det är dags att ta beslut. Yes, we like candy, så tacksam att du fann mig. Mitt hjärta håller spänn.
Okay guys, it's Saturday now. Since we are mid-December and this is probably the last video I'm gonna upload for the year, I thought it would be fun to do a little like 2025 favorites segment. just because I've found a lot of good stuff this year that I thought would be fun to share, and also because I just love watching those videos. It makes me kind of nostalgic for like old YouTube, so I thought it would be fun to do my own. I've got my tiny notebook with me, so you know this is about to get serious. I'm hoping to go through these fairly quickly and like not get stuck on anything for too long. So it's just gonna help me like organize my thoughts a little bit better and just give a coherent order to this list. It's not very long, I promise, and I'm sure you're gonna find something you like in here. So let's get right into it. First category is body care. When I started going through my non-toxic journey and trying to switch out all of my products to clean beauty and natural ingredients, I discovered this brand at the French supermarket called Nectar of Beauty, and the first product that I tried from them was their body moisturizer. I have gone through so many tubs of this. It just has the perfect whipped texture and it smells amazing. I just love this brand. I've actually gone through and discovered a lot more of their products that I'm also a fan of. Their body oil I love. I also love their hair mask and their shampoo. They just have really affordable products that are easy access because they're sold in every French supermarket. So yeah, I just love this brand and I'm probably gonna keep purchasing from them in 2026. The second product, also super important in the body care world, which is deodorant. Respire is a French natural deodorant brand that is pretty popular here, and I was a little bit reticent of trying them out just because natural deodorants can just be a little bit tricky and you can never really know what you're gonna get. But I have put on so many of my friends onto this brand because it actually works. This is the first one that I bought and it smells amazing. It lasts all day. It's just like normal stick deodorant. I know they also do the roll on one, but I don't really like the wet like texture under my armpits, so I much prefer this one. They have so many amazing scents. They are a little bit pricier, but honestly this one I bought at the beginning of this year and it's still going strong, so I would highly recommend trying this if you can. Next category is makeup, and this is actually gonna be surprisingly very short. I completely stopped curling my lashes this year and wearing mascara. I have naturally very straight lashes, and even when I curled them they would always fall like within a couple of hours, and it's something that I was a little bit insecure. Like I just felt not as pretty if I didn't have my lashes done, and I kind of just got sick of putting up with the ordeal of it just because mascara is probably my least favorite makeup product. It is so hard to take off. It is so easy to mess up. Like I was just not made for mascara. Liberating myself from it was an absolute game changer, and I found, which is honestly kind of obvious, but when you get used to your face looking a certain way, you appreciate it more. It's kind of like when you wear makeup all the time and then suddenly you go to work without makeup and people are like, oh, you look tired. It's just because they got used to your face. Like it doesn't really mean that you look bad, it's just that they're not used to your face without makeup, so it's a little bit maybe not jarring, but like unexpected. When I stopped wearing mascara, it definitely took, and especially curling my lashes, that was probably the biggest change. It took a little while for me to get used to it, but now I actually feel a lot more confident and prettier when I don't. I tried to do it on a random night for just an outing that I had. I was like, oh, let me just try it again, and I honestly hated the look of it. It just didn't feel like me, and I'm so happy to love my natural features more now from it. So, okay, next up is hair care. Pretty obvious. My favorite thing I did for my hair this year was cutting it off. I cut my hair short this summer and it was like the best transformation. I just felt it brought me into like a new era of my life. I'm definitely one of those people that thinks hair holds memories, and I attach certain periods of my life to what my hair looked like. Especially in high school, I was experimenting with my hair a lot. I went blonde, black, red, boxed, bleached, everything was horrible, cut it. I mean, I really just went the whole round, and cutting it short just made me feel like I was starting fresh in my life, which was something that I really needed at the time. I was so surprised with how much I loved it. Obviously, it's grown out a little bit since. I honestly feel like I want to cut it short again, and I'm teasing myself to maybe do it before Christmas. It's also something that I questioned a lot because I felt like everyone was cutting their hair short, and I was like, I just don't want to be a trend follower, but also who cares? Like, you can experiment with your life even if everyone is experimenting with it in the same way. It doesn't make it any less exciting and special for you. Would definitely recommend. In terms of skincare, anything from Rhode or Prequel that I tried this year has been my absolute favorite. I have to shout out this Prequel Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray. This is an antibacterial spray. The spray on this is amazing. I definitely feel influenced by user experience when it comes to rating these products, but the spray really is great, and this is just like a very quick on-the-go solution to making sure your skin is clean. I love to take this especially when I travel or on rushy mornings or nights or whatever. Rhode Barrier Butter, you guys know about this. Tried the glazing milk this year, also loved it. This spray is not my favorite, but it is just like an amazing thing to have on hand, just like something that's gonna moisturize your face really quick and really lightly. So I love this too. I basically tried most of Rhode products and I've loved them all, and I feel kind of the same way about Prequel. I'm sure if I tried more of their products I would love them. Just a perfect, like, clean, simple skincare brands. Next category is clothes. I am not going to show you guys my favorite purchases from the year because I feel like that would be just a whole video in itself. So I'm just gonna say that's something that I've particularly enjoyed this year and definitely talked at lengths about in this channel is vintage shopping. I have been addicted with vintage shopping this year, and it's something that took a little bit of time to get into for me. It always felt a little bit daunting, intimidating, but I figured out what type of vintage shopping I enjoyed, and I definitely took advantage of that while traveling. I'd say if not all of like my favorite pieces I got from this year are mostly vintage. My most prized pieces in my closet are probably vintage from my parents or like my family, because obviously those hold memories. And yeah, like honestly a big chunk of my closet is taken over by vintage, and I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. And I have to shout out Vinted because it has been an amazing platform that I have shopped a lot of really cute stuff from, and it's actually extremely cheap. Kind of hate that when I'm the one selling it because you get a bunch of lowballs, but when you're on the other side of the coin, it is pretty nice to buy some cheap stuff that's amazing. It's gonna last you a long time. So that has been a fun activity for me. It's definitely kind of like a new hobby, like a treasure hunt for cool clothes. Okay, next up, I talked about this in my last video. Going to the market has been a big revelation for me this year. I love cooking and I love buying fresh produce. I love cooking with good quality ingredients, and the market has not only been helpful for that, it's also been extremely valuable in terms of socializing and sort of building community that I didn't really have when I first got to Paris and when I first started living in the area that I live in Paris. It just made me feel a lot closer to the people that do live here, and to also realize that people are nice. People can be nice, and you can share love for something as simple as like food very easily with people. So that's been kind of a fun aspect to explore. I've also gotten really into making Italian sandwiches because I befriended the Italian stand. It just kind of like worked out perfectly, so I have become a master in sandwiches, if I do say so myself. I've also perfected my matcha recipe. That's been another great achievement. I've been the biggest fan of matcha for a while, but I was not very good at making it at home, and this year I finally figured it out. So it's been awesome. It's been saving me a little bit of money. I've also had a lot of fun remaking my favorite meals that I've tried in restaurants. That is something that I probably wouldn't have attempted before because it just seems extremely daunting, but once you get into the vibe of just like cooking and experimenting in the kitchen and having fun and like not having big expectations, you can actually do pretty hard recipes. So I've had a lot of fun trying out a bunch of new restaurants in Paris or like when I was traveling, and taking pictures or writing down notes about a certain meal so that I could recreate it at home. And that has been a very cool challenge to pull off when it has worked out, obviously. It's also just like made the restaurant experience a lot more fun because you kind of go to do a little bit of like R&D, research and development. And yeah, I've loved doing that. Talking about restaurants, I have had a lot of fun trying a bunch of new spots in Paris. I recently switched from having like an Excel kind of spreadsheet where I was writing down all of the recommendations I was hearing, all the places I wanted to try out, to adding them on a special Google Maps. And I gotta say, it actually is better with the Google Maps app. It's just so easy to like pull out your phone and be like, okay, what's 5 minutes for me? And you just go try that. And I've made so many different categories for different cities that I'm visiting. It's made it like so much easier to plan those trips. And yeah, I think I'm like officially a foodie. Like there's just no denying it anymore. I love going out and trying new foods. It's probably another one of my favorite hobbies. Okay, this category I'm so excited to show you guys. It's the home or like homeware category. This year I invested in a lot of like pretty kitchenware, if you will. I bought these gorgeous set of bowls from Hay and these beautiful green plates also from Hay, which is a Danish brand that I love. I was so excited to receive these. When I finally got them in the mail and started using them, I realized that they actually do change the experience that you have when eating the food. Just seeing it plated in a beautiful, like colorful plate that brings you joy maximizes the tasting experience. I know it sounds crazy, but it is true. I don't know, I just feel like it gives something special to the meal, like just taking the time and effort to plate it beautifully and present it beautifully. I am obviously a big appreciator of beauty and art in any form, so this was kind of like a new alley of that I discovered, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that too. Since then I've collected a lot more fun kitchenware, so I have these enamel pieces that I love. These are fun, a little bit more playful but very cute. I've also been obsessed with Sabre utensils, so I've got these cute little spoons, these gorgeous straws to drink my matcha. These are from Zara Home. And yeah, probably gonna get a lot more in 2026, I'm not even gonna lie. Something else I discovered this year that I absolutely fell in love with was the park. Not the park in general, but like a specific park that's like literally 5 minutes from my house that I had no idea existed. I literally stumbled upon it on a random like walk to the post office. I fell in love with this park. I went every day this summer and during like the first few months of the year. It just brought a sense of peace that I had longed for living in a city that I didn't even realize that I was longing for really until it was actually in my face, and I was like, oh, I can just walk around and breathe fresh air and see beautiful nature and feel calm in a way that I haven't. And I've also experimented with long walks with no music, which is something I talked about in another vlog as well. I'm not gonna like dive into that, but it does have to do with kind of like trying to pull away from the overstimulation of the internet and social media and just like entertainment in general. I feel like we very easily just go to that when we're feeling bored. When we have just space and silence, it kind of gives us anxiety, so we're just like pulling to like the first thing that is going to get us out of that feeling, which is could be like a podcast or music, and that's usually what I would reach for when I would go on long walks. And when I finally disconnected from it, I actually ended up appreciating long walks a lot more because it was a time to really center myself and reflect and also just notice a lot more of the world around me. Okay, now we're getting into kind of like the quick run stuff. Favorite books of this year, probably all fours, and I have to do a big shout out to this one because this has been following me this whole year. Mary Oliver Devotions. This is a poetry collection that she actually handpicked herself, so her favorite poems from all of her books from 1963 to 2015. Mary Oliver's writing is a gift to this world. If you are feeling like you are living too much in the superficial or overstimulated by technology and just like the modern world, reading this will ground you in such an insane way. She just has the most beautiful and poetic way of describing nature and its importance and the importance of connection, love, and humanness. I bought this book actually I think a year and a half or 2 years ago in Dublin, and obviously guys, it's freaking huge. You can't really sit down and like read through a whole book of poems like this. I have read a couple every night before bed for the past 3 or 4 months, and this has helped my anxiety so much. It's made me appreciate a lot about life. I'm so grateful for this book, honestly. I like hug it every night when I'm done reading it. I'm like, thank you for doing so good to me. Yeah, I'd recommend this, and it's pretty easy to get into if you are kind of like a beginner in poetry reading because it is very different than obviously fiction. So thank you, Miss Mary Oliver. Next up, favorite album of the year. I feel like this one is pretty obvious. I went to the Secret of Us tour 3 times this year, which was definitely insane. I never thought I would be that person, but I am. I'm officially a full fangirl. I've loved Gracie since the beginning, before she even released music. I've talked about this at length, I feel. And so being able to experience this album live with my best friend and my sister a couple of times was just insane, and honestly probably my favorite memories of this year. I just feel so connected to Gracie's music for so many different reasons, and it's music that has followed me since my teenage years, so it also feels extremely nostalgic and special. And yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about it. Okay, second to last, favorite trip that I took this year would definitely have to be between New York or London, but I think I'm actually gonna say London because it was a sort of solo trip, and those are always very special because you always discover something about yourself, and it usually is a very valuable piece. So I loved it for that reason. I feel like I definitely did everything that I wanted to do in London, and it's kind of like deeply personal and intimate to spend as much time with yourself, especially discovering so many new things. Last one is my favorite exhibit. I would have to say Jar Richer. I felt very connected to that one. Or the off-print event that I went to the last vlog was also very special. I love anything graphic design. I'm extremely passionate. I think you guys have noticed. So anything relating to that is very entertaining to me. Anyways, those are my 2025 favorites. I'm actually gonna be leaving soon to go to the Christmas market, which I'm so excited, with some of my friends. So we're gonna have a little bit of like a festive Sunday night out, because why the hell not?
Insta, c'est pas la réalité en fait. Genre on s'aime pas, genre pourquoi tu veux me mettre sur Insta C'est que... À droite, j'étais en mode, ça va grave. Illégal, il y a pas des trucs comme ça, genre.